What do you think of when you hear the words office politics? Is it all about backstabbing, spreading malicious rumors, and sucking up to the right people? If so, you'll likely want to stay as far away from it as you can. But, like it or loathe it, office politics are a fact of life in any organization. And it is possible to promote yourself and your cause without compromising your values. Practicing good politics enables you to further your and your team's interests fairly and appropriately. And being alert to the bad politics around you helps to avoid needless suffering while others take advantage. The foundation for making politics work for you in a positive way is to accept it as a reality. It may change over time as people come and go in your organization, but chances are it will never disappear entirely. Then, you need to develop strategies to recognize and understand political behavior and to build a strong and supportive network. Here are 7 ways to win at office politics without sinking to the lowest standards of behavior. Tip number 1. Analyze the organization chart. Office politics often circumvent the formal organizational structure. So sit back and observe for a while and then map the political power and influence in your organization rather than people's rank or job title. To do this, ask yourself questions like, who are the real influencers? Who has authority but tends not to exercise it? Who is respected? Who champions or mentors others? And who is the brains behind the business? Tip number 2. Understand the informal network. Once you know where the power and influence lie, it's time to examine people's interactions and relationships to understand the informal or social networks. Watch closely, but do it discreetly and respectfully to find out who gets along with who and who finds it more difficult to interact with others. Look for in-groups, out-groups, or cliques. Notice whether connections are based on friendship, respect, romance, or something else. Finally, try to decipher how influence flows between the parties and whether there are any interpersonal conflicts or examples of bullying going around. Tip number 3. Build connections. Now that you know how existing relationships work, you can start to build your own social network. Look beyond your immediate team and cross the formal hierarchy in all directions. Co-workers, managers, and executives. Don't be afraid of politically powerful people. Instead, get to know them and build high-quality connections that avoid empty flattery. Be friendly with everyone, but avoid aligning yourself too closely to any one group. Tip number 4. Develop your people skills. Politics are all about people, so strong interpersonal skills will stand you in good stead when it comes to building and maintaining your network. Reflect on your emotions, what prompts them, and how you handle them. If you can learn to self-regulate, you'll be able to think before you act. This kind of emotional intelligence helps you to pick up on other people's emotions as well and to understand what kind of approach they like or dislike. Learn to listen carefully. When you invest time in listening, you'll slow down, focus, and learn. And people like people who listen to them. Tip number 5. Make the most of your network. Through your relationships, you can build your personal brand and raise your team's profile. When you communicate your achievements to your connections, they might open up opportunities to shine for you, your team, and your boss. They can also act as a bridge between you and other colleagues. However, exercise caution when you leverage your network in this way. You don't want to get a reputation as a pest, or you'll make more enemies than friends. So ask for feedback from others who may have a different perspective on your work. This is a good way to find out what's most important to the people in your network, and it shows that you value their opinions. Tip number 6. Be brave but not naive. Your first instinct may be to keep your distance from people who practice bad politics. In fact, the opposite can be more effective. The expression, keep your friends close and your enemies closer, often applies to office politics. So get to know the gossips and manipulators better. Be courteous but guarded, as they may repeat what you say with a negative spin. Try to understand their goals so that you can avoid or counter the impact of their negative politicking. And be aware that some people behave badly because they feel insecure. This is a form of self-sabotage. However, protect yourself as much as possible from anyone you suspect Machiavellianism. Such people are very likely clever and dangerous. Lastly, tip number 7. Neutralize negative politics. You can help to make a workplace become more positive by not fueling the fire and joining in negative politics. For example, avoid passing on rumors without taking time to carefully consider their source, credibility, and impact. And don't rely on confidentiality. It's safer to assume that whatever you say will be repeated, so choose carefully what secrets you reveal. Remain professional at all times and don't take sides or get sucked into arguments or recriminations. When a conflict arises, remember that there doesn't have to be a winner or a loser. It's often possible to find a solution that satisfies everyone. If you're voicing concerns or criticism of your own, be confident and assertive, but not aggressive. And make sure that you take an organizational perspective and not simply a selfish one. We'll leave you with this final takeaway. Office politics are a reality that we all have to face, and avoiding them altogether risks not having a say in what happens. It also allows people with less experience, skill, or knowledge than you to influence decisions that affect you and your team. Good politics can help you to get what you want without harming others in the process. If you'd like to see more videos on navigating the corporate jungle and holding your own at your job, comment corporate in the comment section below. Goodbye and take care, dear viewer.